Hello everyone, before getting started, apabila tayangan-tayangan di channel ini bermanfaat untuk kalian, jangan lupa klik the subscribe button, gratis ya, dan nyalakan loncengnya. Hi, hello again, welcome back to my channel TEAfunEnglish with Betaria. Let's get closer to TOEFL preparation. Kali ini kita berkenalan dengan listening part C dalam TOEFL, Test of English as a Foreign Language. Berikut adalah poin-poin yang perlu kalian ketahui dalam listening part C. Yang pertama, part C dimulai dari nomor 39 sampai dengan 50. Yang kedua, dalam part B, biasanya terdapat dua orang bercakap-cakap tentang suatu topik. Nah, dalam part C, hanya satu orang saja yang berbicara tentang suatu topik. Biasanya berupa versi pendek perkuliahan dari suatu mata kuliah yang diajarkan di universitas atau perguruan tinggi di Amerika. Inilah yang kita sebut sebagai talk. Oke, catatan? Masih ingat ya? Pertanyaan dan teks tidak ada di buku teks. The talks and questions are not written in the textbook. You need also to remember that there are 3 talks. Kalian akan mendapatkan 3 talks dan masing-masing akan diikuti beberapa pertanyaan. These are the strategies commonly found in TOEFL preparation book. Number 1. If you have time, preview the answers to the listening part C questions. While you are looking at the answers, you should try to anticipate the questions for each of the groups of answers. Setelah audio tentang direction selesai dan sebelum audio untuk listening part C mulai, secara cepat lihat pilihan jawaban yang ada dan antisipasi soal yang mungkin akan muncul. Number 2, listen carefully to the first line of the talk. Baris pertama atau bagian awal kalimat biasanya menyebutkan topik atau subjek teks. Seringkali pertanyaan seputar topik akan muncul, jadi simak baik-baik dari awal. Strategy number 3. As you listen to the talk, follow along with the answers in your textbook and try to determine the correct answers. Pertanyaan spesifik biasanya disajikan secara urut dalam teks, dan seringkali bunyinya sama dengan yang disebutkan dalam teks. Walaupun sama, kita tetap harus hati-hati. Number 4, you should guess even if you are not sure. Never leave any answers blank. Pastikan kalian menjawab semua pertanyaan karena tidak ada pengurangan nilai untuk jawaban salah. Number 5, use any remaining time to look ahead at the answers to the questions that follow. Apabila sudah menjawab, langsung gunakan waktu yang tersisa untuk melihat pilihan jawaban di nomor berikutnya dan mengantisipasi pertanyaan. What are the characteristics of listening part C? Seperti apa jenis pertanyaannya? Bagaimana cara menyimak agar mendapatkan informasi yang detail atau ditanyakan dalam soal? You need to know the characteristics of listening part C. Kita kenali karakteristiknya ya. The characteristics include the questions, the topic, and the order of the answers. Be ready with more notes. We'll talk about each of the characteristics. Let's go on this. Karakteristik yang pertama, the questions. Catatan, pertanyaan, dan teks hanya tersedia dalam bentuk audio, tidak muncul dalam buku tes. Sehingga saat melihat pilihan jawaban yang tersedia, antisipasi kemungkinan pertanyaannya. Apakah who, person, who is talking, when does the conversation probably take place, asking about time, or where does the conversation probably take place, asking about place, and what is the topic, or how long, how much, or how many. Let's check the following example. Kita lihat contoh berikut. Dalam pilihan jawaban yang tersedia menunjukkan periode waktu. In your textbook, you read A. For a week, B. Since yesterday, C. For 2 days, D. Since 10 this morning. Antisipasi pertanyaan seputar berapa lama atau periode waktu. You try to anticipate the questions. How long has something been going on? How long? Now, this is your time to practice to decide what kind of questions for each number. Is it who, when, where, what, or how? You may pause the video while thinking about the answers. Kalian boleh baca pelan-pelan. Apabila ada kata-kata sulit, silakan cek di English Dictionary, cek makna dan pengucapannya. Let's start. Number 1 and number 2. Number 3 and number 4. Number 5 and number 6. Number 7 and number 8. Number 9 and number 10. Oke, bagaimana? Sudah makin bisa mengantisipasi pertanyaan dari pilihan jawaban yang tersedia? Let's check your answers. Silakan cocokkan jawaban kalian mulai dari nomor 1 sampai dengan nomor 10. Ini dia pertanyaan-pertanyaannya. You may read along the questions with me. Number 1. What is the topic of the talk? Number 2. Where is hemlock found? Number 3. What is true about hemlock? Number 4. What can happen to someone who eats hemlock? Number 5. What type of contest is it? Number 6. Approximately, how many frogs participate each year? Number 7. How many times does a frog need to jump to win? Number 8. What is true about a frog jumping contest? Number 9. Who is giving this talk? Number 10. What is the circulation test? Now, let's get into another feature of listening part C, the topic. Sambil menyimak, perhatikan bagian awal talk. As I mentioned earlier, pada umumnya, topik atau subjek atau main idea terdapat pada bagian awal teks. Jadi, mulai dari awal percakapan, simak baik-baik ya. Coba simak baik-baik contoh berikut. Kata kunci dalam teks. Let's check the example. I'll read out to you and you may go along with me. On the recording you hear, listen to a talk at the start of a meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order now. This is the third monthly meeting of the Science Club this semester, and today we need to discuss the upcoming science fair. You think, perhaps, the topic of the talk, based on the keywords, is a meeting of the Science Club to discuss the science fair. Okay, this is your turn. Listen to the first part of each of the talks and decide on the topic of each talk. Simak baik-baik dan coba tentukan topiknya.
Listening Part C. Exercise 11. Listen to the first part of each of the talks and decide on the topic of each talk. Number 1. The first part of Talk 1 is,
one of the most deadly plants in the world is poison hemlock. This plant grows in many parts of the world. It is quite dangerous to humans. People can die if they eat it.
What is the topic of Talk 1? Number 2. The first part of Talk 2 is,
Today we're going to see something that most of you have probably never seen before. A frog jumping contest. This frog jumping contest is part of the Calaveras County Fair in Calaveras County, California.
What is the topic of Talk 2? Number 3. The first part of Talk 3 is,
Hello, I'm Mr. Teal, the head librarian, and I'd like to explain to you about checking out books from this library.
What is the topic of Talk 3?
Let's get back here and check the answers. Conversation 1. Kata kunci pada teks ini diantaranya adalah one of the most deadly plants and dangerous. Perhaps the topic most likely to be is a deadly plant. Next, conversation 2. The keywords are a frog jumping contest. This frog jumping contest. So the topic perhaps will be a frog jumping contest. Conversation 3. The keywords are explain, about checking out books from the library. So perhaps the topic is a procedure about how to check out books from the library. Silakan diulang-ulang lagi tentang topik untuk latihan ya. Nah, karakteristik terakhir pada sesi ini, the last characteristic is the order of the answers. Biasanya jawaban untuk listening part C disajikan secara urut mulai dari awal talk. The answers in listening part C are generally found in order in the talk. Think about the answers to the questions in the order that they are listed in the textbook while listening to the talk. Jadi sambil menyimak, ikuti pilihan jawaban yang tersedia di tiap nomor sesuai instruksi soal untuk mengantisipasi pertanyaannya. Listen to the example. On the recording you hear, Questions 1 through 3. Listen to a talk about cats. Many people are allergic to cats. If they come in contact with cats, they sneeze, their skin turns red, and their eyes begin to burn. However, it is not only people who suffer from allergies. Cats may also be allergic to pollen, dust, and perfumes, many of the same agents that cause allergies in people. Perhaps your cat is sneezing and has watery eyes. If you think that your cat has some allergies, a veterinarian can prescribe medication to help solve the problem. Perhatikan kata kunci dalam teks ini. Pay attention to the underlined words and phrases. They sneeze. Cats may also be allergic to. A veterinarian can prescribe medication. On the recording, you hear: Number 1. What happens to people who suffer from allergies? Number 2. What is mentioned about cats? Number 3. What can someone do with a cat that has allergies? In your textbook, you read: Number 1. A. They shout. B. They drive red cars. C. They sneeze. D. They close their eyes. Based on the information we receive from the text, the answer is C. They sneeze. Number 2. A. They often wear perfume. B. They can have allergies. C. They don't ever suffer. D. They like dust and pollen. And the answer is B. They can have allergies. You can check the text. Number 3. A. Nothing. B. Bath it frequently. C. Put it outside. D. Give it medicine. And the answer is D. Give it medicine. Okay, it's time to practice about what we have learned so far. The questions, the topic, and the order of the answers. Listen carefully, simak baik-baik seolah kalian mengerjakan the real test. These are 3 talks of listening part C.
TOEFL exercise, skills 10 through 12. In this exercise, you will use all of the information that you learned in skills 10 through 12. Questions 1 through 4. Listen to a description of the Ringling Museum.
In a few minutes, we'll be arriving at the Ringling Museum in Sarasota, Florida. This museum was built by John Ringling and his wife Mabel. John Ringling became famous as one of the Ringling Brothers, who formed the Ringling Brothers Circus. We'll be visiting 2 areas, the Museum of Art and the Circus Gallery. The Museum of Art contains some excellent Baroque paintings, including some by Rubens. The Circus Gallery contains items from circuses of years past, including a 100-year-old circus parade wagon. Enjoy your visit to the Ringling Museum. I'll see you back at the bus in 3 hours.
Number 1. Who is probably talking? Number 2. Why did John Ringling become famous? Number 3. What is included in the circus gallery? Number 4. What should the people do in 3 hours? Questions 5 through 8. Listen to a lecture by a business professor.
Henry Ford's Model T automobile is a great example of the benefits of mass production. Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908. These first Model T cars weren't mass-produced. They were sold for a price of $850 each. The Model T cars were very popular, and many people wanted to own them. To meet this high demand, Henry Ford designed the first major assembly line. With this assembly line, cars could be produced more quickly, efficiently, and cheaply. Using the assembly line method of production, the company was able to produce 1,000 identical cars a day. The price of the Model T dropped from $850 to $440 per car by 1914. The price dropped even further to $290 per car by 1924. This example clearly demonstrates the effect that mass production can have on prices.
Number 5. What is the Model T? Number 6. When was the Model T introduced? Number 7. What was not true about assembly line production by Ford? Number 8. What happened to the price of the Model T over time? Questions 9 through 12. Listen to a talk by a university graduate student advisor.
Hello, I'm Ms. Barker, the graduate advisor in the psychology department. You should all be new graduate students in this department. Because I'm your advisor, we'll be seeing a lot of each other during your studies. Today, I'd like to explain a choice that you have to make about your program in psychology. You must decide how you want to finish your program. At the end of this program, you must do one of two things. Either you must write a thesis, or you must take comprehensive exams. Let me tell you a little bit about each of them. A thesis is a long research paper, perhaps 100 or 200 pages long. It's an in-depth study of one area from your graduate studies. Comprehensive exams are exams that cover all of the material in your graduate program. Basically, you must decide if you want to cover one area in depth in your program, so you would write a thesis, or if you'd like a more general program, so you would take comprehensive exams. You don't need to decide today about the thesis or comprehensive exams. You have 6 months to think about it.
Number 9. Who is Ms. Barker talking to? Number 10. What choice do the students have to make? Number 11. What are comprehensive exams? Number 12. When do the students need to make the decision?
Oke, Kita simak pembahasan untuk soal-soal ini di tayangan lain di channel ini. Okay, I'll see you there. Okay, thank you for watching, good people. Thank you for learning. Don't forget to like and subscribe and notification on. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.